Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to A1 Money. My name's JJ. I talk all things finance, so let's dive right in. Have you guys ever had really terrible financial advice given to you? I have, and I've also heard some terrible advice been given to people as well, so let's talk about some of them. Terrible money advice number 1 is don't invest. Save your money. Investing is too risky. Okay, I get it. This comes from a good place generally speaking. People don't want you to lose all your money, so they tell you not to invest and potentially lose it all, so save instead. But the thing is, if you save money, you are actually losing money because of inflation. While if you invest your money, you have the chance of making money. Yes, if you invest you can lose money, but here is the thing. People that lose money, say in the stock market, lose money in 2 ways. That could be they invested in an individual stock and that stock tanked so badly they went out of business, or they never ever recovered. Or they invested in a stock and an economic crisis hit, and when they saw their value dip, they sold. See, if they held on, then the stock would have eventually recovered. Now the safest bet is to invest in the overall market, so invest in the S&P 500 or FTSE 100, as this way you are diversified and invested in several companies. So even if one tanks, another might skyrocket, keeping your balance stable for the most part. Now if an economic crisis hits like the 2008 one, and you see your balance tank, that's fine, stay calm, you haven't lost money unless you sell. All you have to do is ride it out. If you was on a ship and you saw a massive wave coming towards you, are you going to jump if the ship? No, well, I hope not, you're going to ride it out. Now the same can't be said for saving, because when we put our money into a savings account, sure, the balance doesn't change, but the price of everything else around us does. It increases and the value of our money therefore decreases. Savings rates are terrible. Terrible money advice number 2 is don't ever use a credit card. Always use cash or a debit card. I hear this all the time, and again, it's coming from a great place. People don't want to see you sink into debt and then ruin your future. Absolutely good intentions, but just like the first terrible money advice, this also is another terrible money advice because of 2 things. The most important thing is that you need good credit score if you are to get a favorable mortgage deal or any bank loan, and the second is credit cards give you rewards. Well, not all of them. In America they have tons of cards that give you rewards, but in the UK they stiff us. But that's not to say there aren't credit cards that give us rewards, because there are. But you have to use credit card a tool. Use it responsibly. If you use it like a madman, then yep, you are going to be heading towards debt and destruction, but if you use it responsibly, then you can get rewards such as cashbacks and air miles, allowing you to fly for free, and you could be flying business class on premium airlines. The best way to utilize a credit card is to buy your weekly shop using the credit card and then immediately pay it off using your debit card. It's to pay your rent on your credit card and then immediately pay it off. Basically, buy anything that's big and you already have the money for in your debit card, then purchase it with your credit card and immediately pay it off using your debit card. This way you avoid paying any late payment fees, and you avoid any negative marks on your credit file. Doing this will build your credit score. Terrible money advice number 3 is money is not important. It should not be your priority. Now yes, money is most definitely not the most important thing in life, but it is a close second. Let's be real, and sometimes money is the most important thing in life. Especially when you are short of it, and can't afford food and a roof over your head, then come tell me money is not important, and should not be your priority. Honestly, I don't know what type of people give this advice. They must be really ignorant, or really privileged. Surely we all know how important money is, so I never understood this advice. It's fine saying to not be greedy and stingy. That's perfectly fine, and you should not be. But you should be focused on making money until you are comfortable and not living paycheck to paycheck. Also, life is getting more and more expensive while wages are barely increasing. Prices of everything is skyrocketing, yet wages are moving up at snail's paces. So you need to be financially prepared for life. See, I was watching a Casey Neistat video where he was talking about we all have problems, whether we are rich or poor, such as fulfillment, finding happiness and finding your purpose, which is calm. But when you are poor, you also have money problems on top of those problems, and money problems trump the other problems. Because it's hard to find your purpose when you are starving, it's hard to be happy when you are homeless. So yes, money is important, and you should prioritize it. Terrible money advice number 4 is you should not buy anything used. Always buy new, because if it's second-hand then it might not work. This goes for phones, computers, and even cars. This is terrible money advice, especially when it comes to cars. Yes, you might end up buying a lemon of a car, but if you do your due diligence and take it for a test drive, know few things about cars, then you can buy a gem that runs forever, looks good, and you paid a fraction of the price. If you buy a car brand new, sure, you know it's not going to have problems and you will have manufacturer's warranty, but as soon as you turn it on and drive off the showroom, the price of the car tanks immensely. You literally just wasted money at this point. You can also buy a discounted brand new car. There are people that bought the car brand new and then didn't like it and are selling it, or they need to sell it for whatever reason. In this instance, you can buy a brand new car that's discounted because it's been used. You can also use this method for brand new phones. So when a brand new phone releases, it can be very expensive. But if you buy it a couple of months later, you can grab second-hand ones for a discounted price, or you can get refurbished phones that are the exact same because they have been renewed but at discounted price. Terrible money advice number 5 is that you need help to invest your money because only professionals know what to do. See, this is one of those ideas that stops people from even getting started in investing their money because they think investing is something that is really complicated, so they either hire a professional to help them or they buy courses from fake gurus most of the time. The best thing you can do is demystify and educate yourself about the asset class that you are going to or want to invest in. Most people think that the stock market is this next level complicated thing that only the big suits on Wall Street deal with, when in fact all the stock market is companies that are publicly trading, and all you do is buy and sell shares, and the best thing you can do is buy a share of a company or the entire market and hold. Forget about trading. Remember, the best method is the simple method, so use that acronym KISS. Keep it super simple. Don't try to dive into any complicated nonsense. There's no need. Terrible money advice number 6 is you should put down the largest deposit that you can for a house and then pay the mortgage off as soon as possible. See, this one isn't really terrible advice because having a large deposit will lower your overall interest rate, and paying off your mortgage will mean you completely own your house. But here is the issue, and honestly it just comes down to which side are you on. See, instead of paying the largest deposit you can, so say instead of paying £50,000 for your house deposit, you pay £25,000 for your house deposit and then purchase your house. With the remaining £25,000, you put that as a deposit on a second home and you rent that one out. Now, depending on your rent and mortgage payments, your rental income could either be paying for both of your houses or would be paying for your rental house and paying half of the mortgage for the house that you live in. This way you could either be living for free or you have halved your mortgage payments per month. Not only this, the price on both houses will appreciate over the years. Not always, but historically house prices do appreciate. And you will be building equity in both houses. And after a couple of years you can refinance and pull out the equity and purchase another house and then be living completely for free. So either method is bad, it just depends on which side you fall on. So those were the 6 terrible money advice that I have been give or heard. Let me know other terrible money advice that you have been given. Hope it was helpful. If it was, then subscribe, give it a like, and check out this video that's on screen now, and catch you in the next one.